Hi everybody, I'm Jennifer Douglas and I'm doing my my major project on biometrics and how biometrics can help law enforcement through digital forensics. So if you're not familiar with biometrics, it's basically the measurement of physical or behavioral characteristics like fingerprints, DNA with the exception of identical twins, keystrokes on a computer, how you walk, your voice, um, iris recognition, palm prints, things of that sort that can't be replicated in another person. So, as you can imagine, this is an invaluable resource to law enforcement. Um, Technology like facial recognition can actually detect someone's face through the muscle structure in their face in real time in a crowd, which this is really helpful in situations where they're trying to identify a terrorist suspect, such as in an airport. And currently, the Department of Defense is already using this technology to identify suspected or known terrorists who could launch an attack either here at home or attack military men and women who are abroad. This sort of technology can also be used in, say, if there's a shooting in a mall, and they can use facial recognition, voice recognition, even gait recognition to positively identify the shooter, um, homicides, robberies, child abductions. All of these can be aided with forensic biometrics to positively identify somebody. Recently, facial recognition technology was used actually to identify the remains of a young woman who was found in a grave, and they were able to reconstruct her face and digitally match it with a photo that her family provided and give her family some closure and have her remains returned to them, all through this computer software. As with most technology, there is, of course, criticism and concerns. And one of these is the accuracy. And people question the accuracy of computer software um, in such delicate measurements and pinpointing such fine detail. However, multiple studies have shown that the algorithm used to detect these characteristics are actually on point and accurate 99% of the time. The beauty of this technology is it uses things that are not visual, that we can't visualize with the human eye, such as vein location in someone's fingers, or the width of your thumb, or your gait. We don't really notice a person's gait exactly. We couldn't identify it if we went back and watched a video most of the time, but the computer software can. So, pitches in people's voices, keystrokes, things like that that we could never do with our eyes and our brain, this software can do. So these personal biometrics are not only detectable, but they're repeatable. And as I said before, the Department of Defense and the FBI are already utilizing this technology. And the goal is to have a database that can be accessed through local and city departments and to the state, that we can use to quickly identify known criminals, organized crime, gang members, suspects in other crimes, that we can identify much quicker than having officers pour hours into case files and looking through existing evidence when it's already right there and the software is there and algorithms can quickly pull it up and do the work for them. Now, with most things, especially technology, there are critics and there is concerns, and one of those is accuracy. Um, there's the question of how accuracy that sort of technology could be, but studies have shown that the algorithms that are used in these biometrics and this computer software has been accurate and on point 99% of the time. The biggest opposition to this technology is privacy. A lot of people are not comfortable with cameras and databases that store our personal information, because when we use this technology's algorithms to pinpoint one person in a shopping mall or a sporting event or an airport, in order to find that one person, it first has to go through every person who is not that one person. And a lot of people are very uneasy already with having cameras everywhere in public and having their every move recorded. So they're really uneasy with having computer software go back and measure the muscles in their face, or technology that will store their palm print or their fingerprint or their DNA. People feel like that's really invasive and that it's just not worth it. They'd rather take the risk. And of course, you have people who say, yeah, that's a small price to pay to live in a safer world and to be able to keep people safe and bring abducted children home. But everybody doesn't feel that way. So, in conclusion, despite the outcry and the criticism and the concerns, this is such an invaluable tool for law enforcement. And I really look forward to seeing where technology takes us in the future. And that's what I'm going to touch on in my paper, is all the ways that biometrics are so beneficial to solving and preventing crime.